All right, guys, thanks for sticking around. All the credit in the world goes to Marshall. That's a heck of a football team. They made some big plays, without a doubt. They've got a talented football team, a team that we're working to emulate, as is the rest of the conference. And, like I said, all credit goes to them. Didn't go the way we wanted. There's a lot of progress. I'm grateful for every fan that showed up today and that was here backing our guys and backing our young team, and some of the veterans that are continuing to fight. You saw our kids fight the entire game, and I'm proud of that. I'm disappointed in the result. There's no question. But our kids, there's no question they have resolve. They have there's mistakes of youth, not effort. So we'll continue to fight. We'll come back to work tomorrow. We'll build on some of the positives that showed up throughout the course of the game, and we'll work to get the negatives corrected. So with that, I'll open it up for questions.
In this game here, last year, Marshall were over 328 against you on the ground. It was 326. What caused problems for them with their run game?
A couple things. Obviously, they're good at what they do. They spread you out. They had a big play there in the first quarter on the first drive. I think second or third play, and it was a heck of a run by them. We had a D lineman get out of a gap, and when you're that spread out, if you have a D lineman get out of a gap, and he was great. I mean, they showed a look that we hadn't seen that got him out of his gap. So it was a good job by them, and he's a heck of a running back. So you get that guy in the open, it's going to be dangerous, and kudos to them, but then we come right back and answer with a heck of a drive, and Trey Rodriguez shows that he's going to be electric in his time. So there's good signs of things to come.
You had Driscoll come in, talked about Jock Johnson's ankle last week, kind of needing time to warm it up. Was that the main deciding factor in having Driscoll in, was Quez's ankle?
Combination of Quez's not being at full capacity, at full health, and Driscoll had a good week of practice. No, that decision hasn't been made. It's part of it is related to Quez's health.
What do you think of Driscoll's performance?
I think there were some good things, Chuck. I mean, the one interception down at the end, it's fourth and 10, and trying to make something happen. So I think he protected the ball well. I think he was working to manage the game, and so he had some good shots. He looked young, but he's getting great, valuable learning experience, and he'll get better as we go along. And there's some things that he did today that I'm proud of.
Talk more about Trey Rodriguez, how he did today?
Yeah, he's certainly electric with the ball, and what we've seen, which I think you guys may have, I'm guessing, seen for the first time today, is he's more physical than you might think with a guy of his stature. We've seen it a ton, and I've talked about it. He's so quick that he gets a guy in position with one quick move that he's got a power advantage on a guy, is the best way I can say it. He creates an arm tackle and can run through guys. He's got a lot of gifts, and he'll help us as we continue to evolve.
Driscoll being such a young guy, you had the series where you had the safety, you ran the ball 3 straight times.
Yeah.
If you got your experienced guy, do you try to maybe get out of that, or is it just kind of get out of that situation?
I think we're trying to get out of that situation. A disappointing thing was we had a player not get on the line of scrimmage in a formation, and if you remember on that play, I think we were close to a first down. I think we gained 9 yards, and that was one of we only had, Katrina, 5 penalties? Let me check this. Yeah, we had 5 penalties on the day, and that one was a tough one because that backed us up half the distance to, somewhere around the 1 yard line or even inside of it, when we would have been, in a 1 yard situation to get the first down. So that was a tough penalty to hurt us, but it was less about Driscoll, more about getting out of that backed up situation, and we backed ourselves up further, and it hurt.
At the end of the second quarter, you guys are driving, first and goal at the 3 yard line, and you guys are unable to come away with any points. How deflating was that for the team at that point?
I don't think it affected the guys' emotions. Again, our guys' emotions towards the game, they're handling the right way. Got a lot of youth. Football is really about execution and making sure that their emotions are in the right spot. I don't think that did anything in terms of, you look how we came out the second half, offense, we ended up with a 3 and out, but then our defense comes right back and gets a 3 and out. They get a touchdown to go up 30-10. Our kids don't flinch. We come back right away and score and go 30-17. So our kids, their resolve is good. Their fight is good. Last year it was a challenge to get a fast start and some of those things. Right now we're going, blow for blow, and we got some young kids that are learning how to play the game.
So well, got down there within a reach of goal line. Were you pleased with the? Did you get a little fancy down there? You think? Were you pleased with the play calls? Did you you'd like to have some of that back?
We really were pretty simple, Chuck. I mean, we didn't do anything that was that fancy. We were trying to get the ball to, Trey at times. I'd have to look back at the exact play calls, but there was nothing. We had that conversation. We had that conversation about let's do what we're best at and let's do the things we can to have success. And so, no, there was nothing that I felt was, to quote you, fancy that put us in a bad position.
Did you consider going for the touchdown there, and it went?
No, I wanted the points. At that point, what was the score at halftime, Katrina? It was 23-10. Is that accurate? No, it was 23. Refresh my memory at that time.
It was 23 to 10.
It was 23-10. Yeah, so I wanted to get within a touchdown and a field goal. Felt good about getting points. We talked about it and we discussed it, and I had a certain threshold at that time based on the score differential where I would have, and we weren't inside of it. So I said, let's take the points.
Late in the game, you went for it on that fourth down play that got intercepted.
Mm-hmm.
But then you had another drive where you ultimately punted to Marshall and then just never got the ball back. How come you went for the one fourth down?
Well, part of it's the length of the field where you are. We were on our side of the 50. It was right around the 45, so I didn't want to give Marshall a short field. Whereas the further down you get, when you're starting to run out of possessions, you average somewhere between 5 and 7 possessions per half. When you're down in there, and if you don't make it on 4th and 10, then they've got a long field to try and drive, which is different than a point where you're on the minus 45 and they've got a short field. I didn't want to give them a short field and put our defense in a bad position.
At the end of the game, there was a 16-point lead, and there were 30 seconds left here. They went out, passed it deep on there, went for the touchdown instead of maybe just a run. What was kind of your reaction to that?
No comment.
Is there anything happening there with the handshakes after the game?
Not at all. Nope. Wished him luck, and he wished me luck, and that was a wrap.
OC's play that get you guys really back in the game.
Yeah.
That could have been a blowout at that play. It seemed like. What are you seeing from him?
Well, seeing a young player with a lot of talent, which really defines a lot of our team right now. I'm excited about these young prospects that we have on our own team because they're still working their way into becoming Division I football players. So OC at times is electrifying. He's learning. There's times where he doesn't do exactly what you want or fit where you want, but there's times where you see what he can be and he does exactly what you want. And that's the inconsistency of a young player. But I love the way he approaches the game, the way he approached practice this past week. Probably had his best week of practice. And you look at the results of his game, big part of that is because he had a great week of practice. So I'm counting on him to come back and do it again.
Also on Rosie, that was the program long, for those of you who were down the field, interception return, and he also now has a single season record for interception return yards.
You mentioned Driscoll having a good week of practice. What did you see from him in practice, and how much is Quez doing in practice? Has he been limited, or is it kind of this?
He's been limited. We've been trying to get him some reps. Daniel Parr's been getting a lot of reps as well. Again, a lot of it's entirely based at this point on Quez's health. But what's exciting is that Driscoll again is practicing like a kid that can do really good things, and at times today he did really good things.
If Driscoll had gotten hurt, would Quez have gone in, or would it being a part of I know it's a hypothetical question.
Yeah, it's too hypothetical. I'm gonna stay away from that one.
You lose a guy like Jalen Young after that targeting penalty for the second half of the game, and now the first half of the UTEP game. What kind of impact does he bring? What does that mean?
Well, he's a good young player. That's now they look at it on film and confirm it. So trust the officials made the right call on that. And the impact is now that Lester will be our starter at safety again, and he's an experienced starter. So we'll get 18 back for the second half of the next game. It's kind of is what it is.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.